Please take your seats. A very good evening to all of you, and good evening to all those who have joined us online. So friends, from today we will start the geography section for our general studies. But before I say anything significant about the subject, let me tell you the relevance of geography as far as the prelims and the mains examination is concerned. Now, if you look at the preliminary examination, you know there are two papers. The first one is general studies. The second one is CSAT. So let's not talk about CSAT for a moment. And if we look at general studies, you know it's an amalgamation of various subjects, and geography is one of those subjects. Now, on an average, if you take a look at the previous year's question papers, you will discover one thing, and that is 10 to 12 questions are asked from geography every year. And if I add the questions of environment and ecology also to that, the total number of questions becomes something in the neighborhood of 25 or 30. So let's suppose 30 questions from geography as well as environment and ecology. Now, 30 questions can give you how many marks in the GS paper? 60 marks. Per question you have 2 marks. So you get how many marks? 60 marks. Now look at the cutoff for the last 5 to 6 years. You will find that the cutoff has hovered between 90 to 110. Let's take 100 as an average. So if 100 is the cutoff, then one subject along with environment and ecology can give you how many marks? 60. Can you imagine? It means the rest of the subjects, it means history, and when I say history, include ancient history, medieval history, modern history, art and culture, and then economy, polity, current affairs, science and tech, all together. You require how many more marks then? 40 odd marks. Do you understand that? And that will put you in a great scenario to qualify the preliminary examination. अब एक बात सोचकर देखो, अगर प्रीलिम्स ही नहीं क्लियर हुआ तो फिर आगे की कहानी तो वहीं खत्म. So you get it? Now, environment and ecology, in fact, this subject is a subset of geography. You cannot understand environment and ecology without understanding geography. In fact, entire environment and ecology is drawn from one branch of geography which is known as environmental geography. Got it? अब देखो 2011 में क्या हुआ that UPSC took some reforms, and one such reform was the amendment in the preliminary examination pattern, and they introduced a paper called CSAT. Also, they ensured that the preliminary examination for the civil services and the forest services now will be combined. Got it? So therefore, environment and ecology was introduced as a separate subject explicitly. इसका मतलब ये नहीं था कि 2011 से पहले environment related questions नहीं आते थे, but they fell under the category of geography questions. Got it? So environment and ecology, like say for example, in environment and ecology we learn about biomes, biosphere reserves, etc. Now, can you understand biomes without understanding climate, rainfall, soil, etc.? You cannot. Therefore, environment and ecology becomes a subset of geography. In fact, geography has several branches like geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, biogeography, and environmental geography as part of physical geography. So, environment and ecology is a subset of the geography subject. Now, you tell me, in near future, do you think that UPSC is going to separate the civil services preliminary examination from the forest services preliminary examination? No, UPSC is not going to do so because it will unnecessarily increase the logistic costs of the commission. So that's why this pattern is going to stay at least for some years. That is what we can assume. See, I am saying this and take this with a disclaimer because UPSC can do whatever it wants. But common sense suggests that that is not going to happen in the near future. If that is the case, my dear friends, then you understand that geography and environment and ecology can become those subjects that will help you sail through the preliminary examination. Got it? So that's why understanding of geography becomes crucial, because environment and ecology's understanding is linked to it. Okay, so you understand the relevance of geography in the preliminary examination. Let's come to the mains examination, and I'm talking about the GS subjects. You see, GS paper 1 has one subject called geography. Now, what are the other subjects in GS paper 1? Do you have any idea? Modern Indian history. Ancient and medieval किसमें है? सिर्फ prelims में. Mains में क्या है? Modern Indian history, world history. Count the subjects on your fingers. Modern Indian history, world history, art and culture, then society, then geography. Do you understand that? So these are the subjects, and you can also add post-independent Indian history. So 6 subjects. 6 subjects. How many marks? Total marks of GS paper 1? 250. Got it? Now look at the question papers for the last 5 to 6 years. You will see 100 marks come directly from geography. It means the rest of the 5 subjects make how many marks? 150. So on an average, 30 marks per subject. Do you understand that? But 100 marks purely from geography. Now think of the essay paper. If there is an essay on, say, climate change, or there is an essay on any other topics related to society, economy, etc., can you always include a geographical angle in that? Yes. So geography not only becomes important for GS paper 1, but it also becomes important for the essay paper. In GS paper 1, anyhow, it is the part and parcel of GS paper 1. But it is also implicitly important in the essay paper. Now, GS paper 2 comprises of what? Polity and constitution, governance, social justice, and what is the 4th subject? International relations. अब बताओ, कोई बता रहा है, एक आंसर लिख रहा है, जिसमें वो लिखने की कोशिश कर रहा है, what is the present problem with respect to China and US relations? Now, one major problem is the things that are going on in the South China Sea. Now, if you can show that with the help of a map, will that not have a greater impact on the mind of the evaluator? Will geography will come handy here also? So you cannot disassociate geography while you are writing your answers, because geography develops a skill in you, and that skill is the skill to write with the help of maps. Do you get that? So geography therefore becomes a very crucial subject. In fact, if you look at some of the successful candidates over the past decade, you will invariably find that they are very good in geography, because geography is a very conceptual subject. It does not require a lot of by heart kind of learning. And that's why once you understand the concept, it will become very easy for you to sail through this course. Got it? So let me tell you what we are going to do in the class. I am assuming that you have understood the relevance of geography and why it is important to understand geography. If you skip geography, that is suicidal. I can give it in writing, then your chances of clearing the examination, they dwindle drastically. If completely they do not evade, then at least they dwindle drastically. That's why geography becomes very crucial. See, we will have 30 classes under this course, and I will start from the very ABC of the subject. I will assume that you people know nothing. Now see, I'm not saying that you people know nothing. I'm just assuming that you people know nothing. Because when I assume that, that is a good assumption for you. Because then I will tell each and everything in the class. Got it? Otherwise, if I start assuming that you people know a lot of things, then maybe I'll skip some relevant, important information, and that might be detrimental to your understanding, maybe going forward in the course. That's why I will be assuming that you know nothing. So we will start from the very basics of the subject. And today's class is just dedicated to introduce the subject. We'll try to get a feel of the subject, how this subject is. And I'll tell you that what you need to read with respect to geography, how you need to read geography, and what we will be doing in the class to learn geography. Correct? See, after these 30 classes, we will have 2 tests. One objective type, one subjective type. Obviously, geography is one subject which is relevance in both preliminary and mains examination. So we will have a full length subjective test and a 100-question based objective test. So that if you cover those 2 tests properly, then you will be in a very good scenario as far as your learning outcome related to geography is concerned. Correct? अब देखो एक चीज, हमारा मोडस ऑपरेंडी क्या होगा क्लास में, कि हम क्लास में कैसे चलेंगे. Our focus will be on understanding rather than by hearting. Do you understand that? I am in complete opposition of by hearting things. Yes, we need to by heart few things, maybe some facts here and there, but conceptual clarity कभी आ ही नहीं सकती आप में unless you understand the things inside out. Got it? So I will move very slow in the class. I'll take one topic at a time and I'll try to build that topic from ground up. First, I'll start the basics of the topic and then I will add to that topic and present the entire complexity in front of you so that you understand the topic very well. Got it? No need of writing while I am explaining the topic, because see, my dear friends, I always say this: clerks are interested in writing, officers are interested in understanding. Got it? तो आप IAS बनना चाहते हो कि IAS का PA? समझ में आ गया? So you must always focus on understanding. Got it? So whatever I explain in the class, I'll make you write everything word to word. ठीक है? हाँ, थोड़ा इधर उधर हो सकता है, but most of the things it would be similar if not identical, whatever we discuss in the class. Now, how you should make your notes? First, you should get hold of a fresh register. I hope all of you have got that thing. Then, this is how you should use your page. You should draw two margins, one on the left and one on the right. Now, keep this in mind that the margin that you draw on the right should be slightly broader than the margin that you draw on the left. Why? Because as time passes by, suppose we are learning about cyclones and suddenly in newspaper you get a new information about cyclone. What you can do is you can write that information here in that margin. Or suppose you are reading a standard book on geography and you get a new information. You can write that in the margin. Got it? Because if you do not leave that space, you have to write it elsewhere. And all your notes would be in a disaggregated fashion. और देखो, इस एग्जामिनेशन में फेलियर का एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन ये है that people lose a lot of time ransacking the material, finding out what is important, what is not. If you see your table, most of the people, you'll see it has stack of newspapers, magazines, etc. Everywhere you go in Old Rajendra Nagar, everybody will tell you this is what you have to read, this is what you have to read, but nobody tells you what not to read. Do you get that? So that's why the entire mammoth size or the vastness of the examination kills the spirit of the aspirant. Got it? So what you need to do is you have to prepare something on your own, something that you can fall back on, especially while you are revising. You understand that? Just think about the eve of the examination when you have to revise entire geography in one night maybe. So if you are trying to do that, will it be possible if you have disaggregated material? No, you want everything at one point. Do you get that? So that's why always have this margin on the right side. That is what you need to do. The left margin is obviously for the purpose of legible writing presentation. Now, this is an appeal to all of you. I know that generally the girls, they do it, but special appeal to the boys is that use at least two colors while you are making your notes. Maybe it could be a black ink with which you provide the headings and subheadings, and blue ink or any other ink, whatever ink is of your choice. Advisably, it should be black and blue with some pencil if you want. Why? Because it will improve the presentation of your answer. While you are making your notes, if you develop this as a part of habit, then you will not face problem in the examination hall. कई बार क्या होता है कि आप तो कैसे भी लिख देते हैं और एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में वो फिर बिल्कुल सजा के लिखने की कोशिश करते हैं और 45 मिनट्स लेते हैं पहला आंसर लिखने के लिए, मतलब सेल्फ गोल मारकर बाहर हो गए पहले एग्जाम से. समझ में आया आपको? So that's why it is very important for you to develop this habit of making legible notes right from the word go. Got it? So if you are not comfortable with 3 ink, at least try 2 inks. Every diagram that we will be drawing in the class, try to put that diagram in a box. Got it? Because it will automatically improve the presentation of your answer. See, my dear friends, suppose I'm a very good cook and I cook very nice dishes. And suppose you all understand paneer butter masala. Suppose I cook that dish. It's a very brilliant dish. And I ask somebody to present it to you. Now, the person who is bringing you the dish is bringing in this fashion. His fingers are dipped in the masala. Can you understand that? And you see there is some sweat coming down his body, falling into the paneer butter masala. Will you have it? The masala is very tasty. Will you have it? No, you're not going to have it. The same thing happens when in a stack of papers, your paper is drawn by the evaluator और ऐसा लगता है जैसे मकड़ी को इंक में डुबाकर छोड़ दिया गया कि जाओ तुम चल लो जिधर जिधर चलना है, और वैसा ही कुछ हो गया आपके पेपर पे. Got it? Now think of this, that suppose I make very average paneer butter masala. Got it? But I ask somebody to present it to you, and the person who comes with an apron, comes with hand gloves, there is tissue, there is everything, there is fork, knife, everything, whatever you want, spoon, and present it to you. Will you have at least one spoon? So presentation matters in the examination. Got it? So that's why develop this habit while you are making your notes. Also, keep this in mind. Do not draw the diagrams at the end of your writing. Why? This is a very small thing, but it matters. Think of this. While the evaluator is reading your answer, and maybe there are 3 pages, right? And your diagram is in the 3rd page and at the last. He has already read the content and has awarded you the marks. Then he flips the paper over and finds the diagram. Now, can he change the marks? Remember this thing, even for evaluators, overwriting is not allowed in the examination. Also, when you are explaining certain things, if there is a diagram, think of a book which is only words, and think of a book which has pictorial representations in between. Which book will be better for you as far as understanding is concerned? One with pictorial representations. So that's why when you are making your notes, keep this in mind that you write something, you draw the diagrams, maybe you write something else, again you draw a box, you write something. It automatically improves the presentation of your answer. Got it? See, at the end of every class, I will give you a practice paper. Now, that practice paper will have 5 objective type questions and 2 subjective type questions. These practice papers will be distributed from tomorrow onwards, or the class 2 onwards. At the end of the next class, it means like suppose you get your first daily practice paper at the end of 2nd class. At the end of 3rd class, what I will do is that I will spare 10 minutes out of our class time and we will discuss those questions to see where we stand. Got it? And you can also write your answers and submit it. There will be periodical evaluation of that as well. So in this way, you will develop the objective mindset and the writing skill from the very beginning of your course. Because you tell me, my dear friends, is it possible to develop answer writing skill overnight? हो सकता है ये? नहीं हो सकता? So that's why you have to do it on a daily basis in a calibrated fashion. Do you get that? So that is what will be my attempt in the class. You are free to ask your questions and do not think that my question can sound silly, because the person who is sitting next to you could be as ignorant, if not more, than you. Do you understand that? Do not ever think that my question might sound silly and therefore I should not ask the question. But also keep this in mind that the question should be relevant to the subject. Otherwise, if I divulge into a question which is not relevant to the subject, then we will go in an altogether different direction. And that would be an aimless run. Do you get that? Suppose this is your target, and here is where you are. An aimless run can take you away from your target. Do you get that? So that's why keep the questions relevant to the examination or to the subject. Like, so for example, while we are reading geography, this would be a totally irrelevant question. That what do you think, what is going to happen in the next election? Do you get that? It has nothing to do with respect to geography. Also, while we will be learning, keep this in mind that you should always have a constitutional mindset. What is the constitutional mindset? Whatever you say, speak, write in this examination, I'm giving you a thumb rule. बस एक चीज देखना कि जो भी आप लिख रहे हो, बोल रहे हो, वो सारी चीज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अकॉर्डिंग है या नहीं. अगर वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अकॉर्डिंग नहीं है तो आपको उसमें नंबर नहीं मिलेगा. Got it? So it's a competitive examination and you must have some strategies to clear this examination. So I am again summarizing what would be our modus operandi. I'll start with the very basics of the topic. I'll explain the topic inside out. Then I'll give you detailed notes and I'll told you how you have to frame your notes. Then at the end of the class, you will get a DPP sheet, which in the next class we will be discussing, and you will also be writing that. Periodically it will get evaluated. At the end of 30 classes, you will have 2 tests, one objective, one subjective. We will cover the entire geography of world and India, both for the prelims examination as well as for the mains examination. And you know, geography is like salt. Do you understand that? Like, can you make anything without salt? No. So geography is salt in your preparation. If you prepare this subject well, and it does not require a lot of hard work. Like say, for example, in some subjects, say, just think about Indian polity, and there you have to remember few things. Like say, for example, right to life, Article 21 है, पर अगर 27 रख देते तो कोई फर्क पड़ता क्या? कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Right to life तो right to life ही रहता. But geography is not one such subject. You get that? That's why people from various backgrounds, अब चाहे आपका background science रहा हो, arts रहा हो, या कोई और भी background रहा हो, commerce रहा हो, you will always enjoy this subject because this subject is very conceptual in nature, and we will go very slow, at least in the initial week. Correct? So if you are with me, then I can assure that by the end of 30 classes, you will find yourself in a very good position as far as this subject is concerned. Got it? So, are you all ready to learn geography? Give me a thumping yes. Yes? Okay. Now, look here. Let's start with a very basic question. And this basic question is, what is exactly geography? What is geography? Let's try to understand that question first. Drop your pen, close your book, and pay full attention here. देखो, किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को समझने के लिए सबसे जरूरी है उस सब्जेक्ट को डिफाइन कर लें सबसे पहले, और we get a definition for that subject. Now, definitions are of two types. One, bookish definition. Remember how Chatur used to learn the bookish definitions? They do not work. The second one is workable definition or working definition. What is working definition? Working definition वो है जो आपके अंदर से create होता है, आपके knowledge से create होता है. Do you understand that? So we will be focusing on such kind of definitions, and you will see that if you have conceptual clarity, your working definition will be very close to the bookish definition, sometimes better than the bookish definition. Got it? So the first thing that we are trying to understand in the class is what is geography, or we are trying to define geography. So whenever we are trying to build a working definition of a subject, it is very good to look at the name of the subject itself. Now, if you look at the subject, it is known as geography, and it is made out of two words. The first word is geo, and the second word is graphy. These both words are Greek words. In fact, they are drawn from some root words. The root word for geo is geoid, whereas the root word for graphy is graphia. I'll come to the meaning of these words in a moment, but let us try to understand who coined the word geography. कौन था वो जिसने सबसे पहले ये word use किया? That person is Eratosthenes. Now, who is this man? Eratosthenes is a Greek scholar or polymath who lived in the 3rd century BC in Cyrene or Cyrene. Where is this city located today? It is located in Libya. Now, where is Libya? It is in, now see, we are in geography class, so that's why I would be requiring exact locations. So when you say Africa, always add what part of Africa: North Africa, East Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa. Where is Libya? North Africa. So you get that? Now, look at this. Eratosthenes is the first person who used the word geography, or we can say that Eratosthenes is the person who coined the word geography. Correct? Before him, whoever studied geography did not call himself or herself as a geographer, called himself or herself as a student of universal sciences or earth sciences. But the word geography was not there in the literature. Got it? He is a Greek polymath. अब इस word का मतलब समझते हैं. What is the meaning of the word polymath? A polymath is a person who studies various subjects. He is a generalist by nature. Like say, for example, in your preparation, you are studying various subjects, because IAS officers have to function as generalists or specialists. Generalists. Do you understand that? So you must know something about everything, not everything about something. Got that thing? So a polymath is a person who is studying various subjects. In fact, Eratosthenes was a mathematician. He was an astronomer. He was a poet. He was a music theorist and a geographer. Music theorist is a person who writes theory on music. Like, say, people write models, theories on physics. So there could be people who were writing models, theories on music. So he was also a music theorist. Let me tell you the names of some other polymaths. Have you heard about Leonardo da Vinci? He was also a polymath. He was an astronomer, poet, painter. Remember the famous painting of Mona Lisa? Rabindranath Tagore, again a polymath. Do you get that? So Eratosthenes was a Greek polymath who is living in 3rd century BC. More or less in that time period where you see that the Mauryan Empire is flourishing in India, almost around that time period. So Eratosthenes, who lived in Cyrene, in fact he was born in Cyrene, coined the word geography. Do you get that? Now Cyrene is located in Libya and it is one of the 5 important Greek cities. Now, remember in those times, remember the time period of Chandragupta Maurya is more or less similar to the time period of Alexander the Great. So the Greeks were at the height of their power. So the Greek Empire was not only spread in Europe, but also in northern Africa. Got it? And Alexander, and after him the Greeks, they established 5 important cities. The first one was Athens. Have you heard about this? The second one was Sparta. Have you heard about that? Delphi. All these were located in Greece or modern day Greece. Whereas the other 2 important cities were Cyrene, which was located in Libya, and the 5th one was Alexandria. Now this was located in Egypt or modern day Egypt. और अगर आप देखोगे map, then Libya और Egypt जो हैं, ये पड़ोसी हैं. Got it? They are neighboring nations. So in Alexandria, like remember in Nalanda we had a great library. In Alexandria, the Greeks had a great library. That library was known as the Grand Library. Eratosthenes served as the chief librarian of the Grand Library in Alexandria. ठीक है? ये बात clear हो गई अब तक? So देखो अब ध्यान से. Eratosthenes, a Greek polymath, introduced the word geography in literature. Now what is geography? Let's try to understand that. Geography is derived from 2 Greek words. अब आपको समझ में आ रहा है Greek क्यों होगा words? क्योंकि he is Greek. Got it? What is the meaning of the word geo or geoid? It means earth-like or earth. You can say whatever. And graphia means to write an account of or to describe. अब देखो, जैसे ही हमको इन 2 वर्ड्स का मीनिंग मिल गया, we can define geography. ध्यान से सुनो. Geography is a science that attempts to describe the earth. Do you get that? Now you open any good book on geography, you will find this is the first line which is written. Geography is a science which attempts to describe the earth or tries to write an account on earth. Got that thing? So what is geography? Geography is a science that attempts to describe earth. Now earth is home to whom? Only humans? Others are also allowed. Others are also allowed. It means it is home to what? It is home to flora and fauna. Now look here, very carefully. Sometimes therefore geography is also defined as, and I will be continuously modifying the definition till the time we get the best definition for geography. Got it? So geography is a science that tries to describe the earth as the home of flora and fauna. Does that make sense to you? Do you get it? Now look here. Geoid. What does that mean? Geoid means earth-like or earth-shaped. Now is the earth a perfect sphere? Is it a perfect sphere? What do you think? Is it perfect sphere? No, it is not a perfect sphere. In fact, it cannot be a perfect sphere. Can you tell me why it cannot be a perfect sphere? Because is the earth static or is it rotating? It is rotating on its axis. Do you understand that? Well, the earth rotates clockwise or anti-clockwise? See, never fall into this prey. Always say that the earth rotates from west to east. That's why the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Because अगर आप clockwise या anti-clockwise बोलोगे तो देखो, I am rotating the earth from west to east. Now look from here. What is this? Clockwise, anti-clockwise? What is this? Do you understand that? So that definition is incomplete. Earth rotates anti-clockwise when seen from the North Pole. It rotates clockwise when seen from the South Pole. और ये clockwise anti-clockwise rotation of earth ये हमको help करेगा समझने में एक force, and that force is Coriolis force. Got it? We'll learn about that in the future classes. But look here, the earth is rotating, and as the earth is rotating, any rotatory body experiences two forces, and these forces are what? The centripetal force and the centrifugal force. Now, who told us about these forces? Another polymath, an English polymath, Sir Isaac Newton. He told us about the centripetal and centrifugal forces. Now, if anything rotates, suppose this is rotating and I'm giving you the top view, this is the anti-clockwise rotation. So there would be two forces. One would be the centripetal force. Centripetal force is the force that acts towards the center. And then other would be centrifugal force. Got it? Which is acting away from the center. Or you can say centripetal force is that force which acts towards the center, whereas centrifugal force is that force which acts towards the periphery of the rotating body. And because of this, you see that the equator slightly bulges. And as the equator slightly bulges, the poles flatten. Why? Why? Again, science. There is a law called law of conservation of mass. Do you understand that? That deformity is adjusted by this flattening. If you are not understanding what I'm trying to say, look at this. Look at this. This looks like a sphere. Got it? Now, imagine if I press it like this. Now, can you see a bulging at the equatorial location of this ball at least? And what happens at the poles? It flattens. Do you understand that? So, if suppose I bulge it somehow, so automatically the poles would get flat. So if I put it into rotation, and rotation fast enough, which would overcome its elasticity force, do you understand that? Or its force of gravity, then it will start bulging at the equatorial location. और जब ये bulge होगा equator पे, तो poles पे कैसा हो जाएगा ये? Flat. Do you get that? So therefore, the earth is not a perfect sphere. Earth is earth-like. Do you get that? Unique है. Earth's shape is known as geoid. Do you get that? Now, look at this. If it's a perfect sphere, sphere में दो diameter होंगे. जैसे circle में एक diameter होता है, sphere में दो होंगे. कौन से दो होंगे? एक polar diameter आप ले सकते हो, एक equatorial diameter ले सकते हो. Do you understand that? Now look at this. The equatorial diameter of Earth this is diameter. This is 12,757 kilometer. Now, what do you think? The polar diameter would be more or less than this? It would be less than, because the poles are flattened. Equator is slightly bulging. And it is 12,714 kilometer. It means a difference of how much? 43 kilometers in the diameter of polar diameter and the equatorial diameter. Do you get that? और अगर आप इसको percentage terms में देखना चाहते हैं तो this is 0.3%. Not 0.3, फिर तो 30 हो जाएगा. This is 0.03. Got it? So 0.3%, ये है error from a pure sphere. Do you get that? If the earth stops rotating, well, that would be doomsday for all of us. But let's assume if the earth stops rotating, then the centrifugal force will also vanish and gravity will remain anyhow. So that's why this bulging would then be readjusted and the earth would regain the shape of a perfect sphere. In fact, all the planets are rotating. Most of the planets are rotating, at least in our solar system. So no planet could be a perfect sphere. In fact, gaseous planet के लिए तो perfection बनाए रखना और मुश्किल है, because their body is made out of gas, and gas is very mobile. It cannot be static. Are you getting it? What do you think? The Earth is more spherical, or this ball is more spherical? Ball is more spherical, or Earth is more spherical? Okay, Earth is more spherical, or the globe is more spherical? What do you think? Globe is the model of Earth. Now let me tell you this. Most of the spheres that we have, that humans have made, these are all made by humans. So most of the spheres that we have an error more than 0.3%. Do you get that? It means of all the spheres that you have seen in your life, or you will ever see in your life, the Earth is the most spherical than most of the spheres that you have seen. It means nature's work is more perfect than human work. Do you get that? That's why Earth is the sphere. कई बार हम बोल देते हैं, because it is more close to perfect sphericity than any other sphere that we can think of. The Earth is more spherical than a cricket ball, tennis ball, basketball, football. सबसे ज़्यादा spherical है Earth. Do you get that? The average radius of Earth is 6371 kilometers. Do you get that? That is the average radius of Earth. It means from the surface of the Earth to the Earth's center, that distance is roughly 6371 kilometers. Do you get it? So I'm again repeating whatever we have learned so far in the class. We were trying to understand the meaning of the word geography. The word geography was coined by whom? You speak with me. Eratosthenes. Who was he? A Greek polymath. Do you understand that? And before him, everybody called themselves as master of earth sciences or universal sciences. The word geography is made out of two Greek words, geoid and graphia, or geo and graphy. Geo means earth-like or earth, whereas graphia means to write an account of or to describe. So literally put, geography is the science that attempts to describe the earth as the home of flora and fauna. Is this thing very clear to you till now? So let's write few things. Give a heading, and in the heading you write Introduction to Geography. Introduction to Geography. अब देखो, जो हम नोट्स बनाएंगे वो हम बुलेट वाइज बनाएंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर हम सिर्फ पैराग्राफ लिखते रहेंगे, we would end up writing unnecessary things. Do you understand that? So we will make our notes bullet wise so that it is helpful for you to quickly revise as well. So put the first bullet and write a question. What is the meaning of the term geography? What is the meaning of the term geography? Now put a question mark. Now under that you write, the word geography was coined. The word geography was coined by the Greek polymath, Eratosthenes. Polymath Eratosthenes, who lived in Cyrene. In bracket you write Libya. Who lived in Cyrene, Libya. Close the bracket. And was appointed as the chief librarian. Of the Grand Library, chief librarian of the Grand Library at Alexandria. In bracket you write Egypt. Now, put a semicolon and continue that statement. Eratosthenes was a mathematician. Eratosthenes was a mathematician, astronomer, poet, music theorist, and geographer. Music theorist and geographer. अब मार्जिन में आप ये लिख लीजिए for your understanding. Cyrene was one of the 5 major cities. Cyrene was one of the 5 major cities during the Greek Empire. One of the 5 major cities during the Greek Empire. But full stop. The others being, put a hyphen and write Athens, Sparta, Delphi. Athens, Sparta, Delphi. देखो डेल्फी आज अगर है आप देखना चाहोगे तो ये the city is Delphoi in Greece. Are you aware about the Greek god Apollo, the sun god? His shrine is located there in Delphi. So all these cities are in modern day Greece. And Alexandria. And Alexandria. And Alexandria. Now, put the second bullet and write. The word geography is made out of, two Greek words. Two Greek words. After that you put this, write with dot. It means namely. With dot. Put a hyphen after that and write geo or geoid. Geo or geoid. In bracket you write meaning earth-like or earth. Meaning earth-like or earth. Geo or geoid. In bracket you write meaning earth-like or earth. Close the bracket. And graphy or graphia. Graphy or graphia. In bracket you write meaning to write an account of. Meaning to write an account of or to describe. Meaning to write an account of or to describe. Close the bracket. Put a semicolon. Geography is therefore a science. Geography is therefore a science that attempts, to describe the earth, as the home of flora and fauna. Describe the earth as the home of flora and fauna. Now, look here very carefully. Have you heard about this term ever? Geodesy. ये word कभी सुना है? Now look here. Geodesy is actually the study of 3 properties related to Earth. Now what are these 3 properties? देखो word जहाँ पे geo आ गया, it means it is related to Earth. First is geometry of the Earth. Second is Earth's orientation. And the third one is Earth's gravity. Now, you know, anything that has mass will have gravity. Geometry of Earth is what we have only understood just now, which is geoid. Earth is slightly bulging at the equator and it is slightly flattened at the poles. You understand that thing? Now, what is orientation of Earth? Orientation of Earth means how Earth is spaced with respect to other planets or its orbit in the solar system or in the universe at large. Now, you tell me, Earth rotates on its axis and Earth also revolves around the sun. So, this revolutionary path of the Earth, if I just take that path, remove Earth from there, if I take that path and suppose I flatten it everywhere and I try to reduce it in the form of a disk. Do you understand that? Now, if I put Earth back, the orbital plane, you understand? Now, if I put Earth back, will the Earth's rotatory axis be 90 degree with respect to the orbital plane? Is it 90 degree with respect to the orbital plane? Listen here one more time. Look at this. The Earth is revolving around the sun. So imagine this is Earth, which is revolving around the sun. So that is Earth's orbit. आप समझ लो एक रिंग जैसा बन गया. Do you get that? अब मैंने क्या किया समझ लो, उस रिंग को मैंने जमीन पे रख दिया. So it is flat everywhere. It becomes like a plane. Do you get it? That plane is known as what? The orbital plane. I can just flat it from top and bottom. जो बीच का जो गैप है रिंग का वो मैं भर दूं समझ लो. सेम तो ये एक फ्लैट एक रिंग वो उसके डिस्क की तरह बन जाएगा. Do you get that? That disk is what? The orbital plane. It's like a plane. Do you get that? Now, if I put Earth back in its orbit, Earth will be put at the edge of that disk. Do you understand that? Now you tell me, Earth's inclination of the Earth's rotatory axis, is that 90 degree with respect to the orbital plane? No, that is what? 66 and half degree. Do you understand that? Or if I draw a perpendicular with respect to the orbital plane, तो वो एंगल कितना हो जाएगा? 23 and half. Do you get that? Because normal क्या होगा? 90 degree. Do you get it? So that is the orientation of Earth in its orbital plane. So Earth is inclined slightly. And what is that inclination? 66 and half with respect to the orbital plane, or 23 and half with respect to the normal drawn to the orbital plane. However you want to say this. Got it? Also keep this in mind that Earth's orientation, how it is now, there is no guarantee that is how it will be for all times in future, because you never know what is going to happen with the universe in the future. So all these properties, be it geometry, like suppose the Earth is rotating today, there is also possibility the Earth may stop because of some other forces, maybe in the universe of which mankind is still not aware about. Maybe that is possibility. So will that change the geometry again? Like I told you, if the Earth stops rotating, it will no longer be a geoid, it will start becoming a perfect sphere. Similarly, this inclination, which is 66 and half, might also change with time. Do you get that? And the gravity might also change with time. Suppose there is a very small body which comes very close to Earth, then it will be attracted by Earth's gravity. So there will be an impact, and maybe with time, it would get subsumed into Earth. So that will add to Earth's mass. If Earth's mass is today m, and suppose this is m1, then the mass would be m plus m1 then at that time. And if there is a change in mass, there would be a change in gravity. You get that? So all these things, whether the geometrical shape, the orientation, or the gravity, these things are not static. They might also change with time. So what is geodesy, you see? Geodesy is the science that deals with the geometry, the orientation, and the gravity related study of Earth and how these properties are going to change with time. Got that thing? And it is through geodesy we understand that Earth is geoid. It is not a perfect sphere. But as I told you, the deformation from a perfect sphere is how much? Only 0.3%. So Earth is more spherical than most of the spheres that you see. Is that thing clear to everyone? Okay, so write down. Give another question. What is geodesy? What is geodesy? Now under this you write, geodesy is a science that tries to study the geometrical shape of Earth, comma, its orientation in space, and its gravitational field, Put a semicolon. The students of geodesy not only learn about these properties, but also attempt to understand how these properties are going to change. Change with respect to what? With respect to time. Now give a small subheading. Earth is not a perfect sphere. Now under that you write, the Earth, write bullet wise, first bullet. The Earth continuously rotates or spins on its axis. Put a full stop. Due to this rotation, it experiences two forces. With dot, put a hyphen and write centripetal force. In bracket you write force acting towards the center. Close the bracket. And centrifugal force. In bracket you write force acting away from the center. Close the bracket. Put a semicolon and write, due to the centrifugal force, the Earth slightly bulges at the equatorial locations. Due to the centrifugal force, the Earth slightly bulges at the equatorial locations. Put a full stop. This bulging is compensated. By the flattening of the poles. Put a full stop. Hence, the Earth's shape is not a perfect sphere. Not a perfect sphere. Rather, its shape is referred to as geoid. Rather, its shape is referred to as geoid. Geoid. In bracket you write uniquely Earth-like. Uniquely Earth-like. Close the bracket. Now somewhere in the margin you write, for your understanding, the English polymath Sir Isaac Newton, the English polymath Sir Isaac Newton explained the centripetal and centrifugal forces. The centripetal and centrifugal forces. And declared that every rotating body will experience these two forces. And declared that every rotating body will experience these two forces. Now come back to what you were writing. Put another bullet and write, this is the fresh point. The Earth's equatorial diameter, the Earth's equatorial diameter is 12,757 kilometers. Sometimes this is actually 56 point something something, so approx करके हम इसको 57 बोल सकते हैं. Whereas its polar diameter is 12,714 kilometers. 12,714 kilometers. Put a full stop. Hence, there is a difference of 43 kilometers. 43 kilometers between these two diameters. Between these two diameters, which gives an error of 0.3%, which gives an error of 0.3% from a perfect sphere. Error of 0.3% from a perfect sphere. Got it? Now write a note. Write a note. However, Earth is more spherical. However, Earth is more spherical than any other sphere, that we encounter in our daily life. Than any other sphere that we encounter in our daily life. Like a basketball, cricket ball, football, etc. Like a basketball, cricket ball, football, etc. Even the globe, right? The Earth is more spherical than the globe. The globe looks very spherical. Now, somewhere in the margin you write, the average radius of Earth is 6371 kilometer. 6371 kilometer. Now after that, this is what you do. You draw this diagram which shows the diameter, and then you can show the radius like this, 6371 kilometer. for your understanding. This is the radius, whereas that's the equatorial and the polar diameter. If you just close, it becomes almost like a sphere. See, Earth is a sphere, not a circle. It's sphere. It means it is coming outside the board, it's going also into the board. Now look here. अब मुझे बताओ यहाँ तक कुछ मुश्किल लगा? Everything clear? Crystal clear? Okay. So let's go back to our definition of geography. What we know about geography? What is geography? Geography is a science that attempts to describe the Earth as the home of flora and fauna. That is our definition that we have about geography so far. Now you tell me. Look here, drop your pen and look here very carefully. Can I describe Earth? By the way, what is description? What is the meaning of the word description? What is description? Detailed information about how things are. That is description. Do you understand that? Like say for example, if somebody tells you to describe the Karol Bagh market, how can you describe it? Like where are the shops? Where is the metro? All this kind of thing. It means how things are placed over a surface. That is the description. Now, if somebody says, analyze Karol Bagh market for me, then you will try to throw light why the things are where they are. Like say, for example, why the e-rickshaw walas, they are at the doors of the metro station? Because they fetch income, they get their customers from there. Do you get that? So that is analysis. But description is where they are. So you tell me, can I describe Earth like this? Earth is the third planet of the solar system. Is that a description? Tell me yes or no. Yes, that's a description. Okay. In your school, you might have learned that the Earth is made out of different layers. These are core, mantle, crust. The outermost layer is crust, the intermediate layer is mantle, and the innermost is core. Got it? And we also know that as we go from the surface to the interior of the Earth, what increases? Density continuously increases. Also temperature increases continuously. So look here very carefully. Is this not a description of Earth? Yes, this is also a description of the Earth. This is layered description of Earth. Suppose there is a question which says, write an account highlighting the layered structure of the Earth. Will you not write this? Do you get that? So is this geographical description or the description of Earth as the third planet in the solar system? Mercury, Venus, then Earth. Is that geographical description? What is geographical description out of the two? Neither of them. Neither of them are geographical description, because this is astronomical description. Do you understand that? When you describe Earth as a component part of the solar system or Milky Way galaxy, are you aware? Solar system is the part of galaxy, which is Milky Way galaxy, or a component part of universe. We are describing Earth how? Astronomically. Do you get that? When we describe Earth in terms of its internal makeup or its layered arrangement, that is also not geographical description. That is geological description. Are you aware about the term geology? Geology is the study of rocks and the internal structure of the Earth. So this is geological description, and that is astronomical description. तो बताओ ये कि अंदर का सब निकल गया, geology ले गया, और जो भी बाहर सब कुछ है वो astronomy ले गया, तो बचा क्या? Surface. Do you understand that? So what is geography now? Look here. Geography is a science that attempts to describe the surface of the Earth. Do you understand that? अगर आपको ये नहीं भी पता तो पिछले डेफिनेशन से आपको पता लग जाएगा, लॉजिक लगा. क्या था पिछला डेफिनेशन? Geography is a science that attempts to describe Earth as home of flora and fauna. And where do they live? On the surface. Do you understand that? But you tell me that some of the species, do they also live underground? Like earthworm maybe comes one sometimes on the surface, but mostly underground. There are also some birds which live in the atmosphere. So the term surface that we use in geography does not only mean the outermost skin of the earth. It has a technical meaning. अब ध्यान से समझना. This is a concept coming up. When we say geography is a science that attempts to describe the surface of the earth as the home of flora and fauna, we mean not only the outermost part of the earth, but also the entire of Earth's atmosphere and the depth to which mankind has penetrated. Do you get that? We have dug some mines, so we have gone up to certain depth. So the surface, the term surface, not only includes depth, but it also includes height and the outermost skin of the earth. Do you get it? So that, what kind of description is geographical description? Geographical description is the description of the surface of the earth. और जब मैं surface बोलूँ तो आपको समझ में आएगा. It also includes the atmosphere and the subsurface location to which mankind has penetrated with the help of what? Technology. Do you get it? Now you tell me, if you look at the surface of the earth, what kind of things can you find? Can you find mountains over the surface of the earth? Now can you find rivers? Can you find plateaus? Now whatever you find on the surface of the earth, it is either an elevated feature or it is a depressed feature. जैसे कि आप oceans का भी पूरा पानी हटाओगे तो गड्ढा ही मिलेगा आपको एक, isn't it? So the surface of the earth, is it similar or is it variable? Variable. इतनी बात clear हो गई? So the earth surface, देखो अभी तो ऐसे लग रहा है जैसे कि ये समझ लो अर्थ का आउटर सरफेस आपको दिख रहा है, पर अगर मैं जूम करूं, इस पार्ट को जूम करूं, तो ये ऐसा हो सकता है. Do you understand that? This is zoomed out. If I zoom in, this is what I will find. So the surface is what? Is it a plain surface? No, it is variable in its characteristics. Got it? Now you tell me, what can you find over the surface of the earth? Rivers, yes. Plateaus, mountains, yes. What about iron and steel industries? Where are they located? In air? They are located in the surface of the earth. Okay, what about agricultural fields? Surface of the earth. Okay, what about settlements? They are also located on the surface of the earth. अब देखो मैं इसको आसान कर देता हूँ आपके लिए. Whatever you see on the surface of the earth, they are either created by nature or created by human beings. Got it? Like say for example, a mountain is created by nature, whereas an agricultural field is created by human beings. Do you get that? So whatever is there on the surface of the earth is either a natural feature or a man-made feature. Do you get it? अब ध्यान से समझो. Geography is a science that attempts to describe the natural and man-made features over the surface of the earth. Do you get that? When you describe the natural features, you are in the realm of physical geography. When you describe the man-made features, you are in the realm of human geography. Geography के दो हिस्से हैं, physical geography and human geography. Do you get that? So what kind of description is geographical description? It is how things are placed over a surface. That is geographical description. अब एक चीज, describing, you said that telling something, giving detailed information about something, that is description. That is what you told me. Now you tell me one thing. Are you aware about, say, World War I? It took place between the years 1914 and 18. Okay, are you aware about this year 1775? What happened in this year? The American Revolution started. Are you aware of the War of Independence? It started. Also, think of this, say 1526, 1556, 1761. ये क्या है ये dates? Battle of Panipat. First battle, second battle, third battle of Panipat. 1757 Plassey, 1764 Buxar. पता है ना आपको ये? Now, is this not description? Let's take, if I ask somebody, tell me something about first battle of Panipat. The person can take me back in time and take me to the year 1526 and talk about the battle of Panipat. The first battle of Panipat was fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Do you get that? So something like that can be told about the first battle of Panipat. But a person can also describe the first battle of Panipat by first highlighting where is Panipat. Where is Panipat? It is in Haryana, or can I say in the northwestern part of the country? Now these are both descriptions of Panipat. Which description is geographical? क्या लगता है आपको? The second one or the first one? Second one. Why? Because the first one seems like what kind of description? Historical description. Do you understand that? So description can also be either on the basis of time or on the basis of space. When it is on the basis of time, that description is known as temporal description, whereas one which is on the basis of space is known as spatial description. तो अभी तक मैं क्या कह रहा था आपको? Geography is a science. अब मुझे क्या कहना चाहिए आपके हिसाब से? Geography is a temporal science or a spatial science? Spatial science, because the description that we are talking about in geography is what kind of description? Spatial description. और spatial description का क्या मतलब है? देखो, how things are arranged over a surface. That is spatial description. You get that? And the result of spatial description, whenever we try to describe something spatially, we often take the help of what? Maps. Isn't it? It's like, can I make a map of all the major mountains of the world? Can I make a map of all the major rice producing areas of the world? So map making becomes an integral part of geography. Why? Because geographical description is what kind of description? Spatial description. अब एक चीज देखो, जब हम किसी चीज को टाइम के बेसिस पे डिस्क्राइब करते हैं, then we call it, or that kind of science, we call it chronological, or such kind of description is chronological description. आपने ये कभी पढ़ा भी होगा हिस्ट्री की बुक में, arrange all the rulers of the Mauryan Empire in a chronological order. So chronology मतलब क्या होता है? टाइम के बेसिस पे. Whereas स्पेस के बेसिस पे जब हम कुछ डिस्क्राइब करते हैं, that is known as horological. So history is chronological, whereas geography is chorological. देखो अब मैं कुछ टेक्निकल वर्ड्स यूज करने लगा हूं, आपको समझ में आ रहा है? Now look here very carefully. I'm saying that geography is a chorological science which talks about the spatial distribution of natural or man-made features over the surface of the earth. Surface का मतलब समझ में आ रहा है ना? That is geography. अभी भी हमारा definition complete नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन हम बना रहे हैं हमारा definition understanding के साथ. Are you clear with this? So write down. Write a question. What kind of description is geographical description? What kind of description is geographical description? Put a question mark. Now under that you create some bullets. First bullet. The earth can be described as the third planet of the solar system. Can be described as the third planet of the solar system. Or as a component part of the universe, or as a component part of the universe. Slash Milky Way galaxy. Universe slash Milky Way galaxy. Put a full stop. The earth can also be described. The earth can also be described in terms of its internal layered arrangement, in terms of its internal layered arrangement. In bracket you write, that is i.e. crust, mantle and core. That is crust, mantle and core. Close the bracket. Put a full stop. When we describe Earth, as a part of the universe, when we describe Earth as a part of the universe, it is an astronomical description of the Earth. It is an astronomical description of the Earth. Whereas when we describe Earth, in terms of its internal structure, it is geological description of Earth. It is geological description of Earth. Now make a star, change the ink and write this line. Geographical description is the description. Geographical description is the description of the surface of the Earth. Description of the surface of the Earth. Put a full stop. The term surface not only includes the outermost skin, not only includes the outermost skin of the planet, but also the Earth's entire atmosphere, as well as the depth to which mankind has penetrated. Now look here. After that, you draw this diagram for your understanding. This is the meaning of the term surface. This is Earth's atmosphere. This is subsurface. This is the Earth's outer surface. So this has some depth, and this has some height, and this entire thing is surface in geography or geographical description. This entire thing is surface. Whenever I will use the term surface, unless I explicitly highlight it in the class, आपको क्या समझना है? ये सारा, ठीक है? चलो लिखो next point. Description can also be, next point, description can also be in terms of time. In bracket you write temporal, close the bracket, or in terms of space, in bracket you write spatial, close the bracket, put a full stop. Geographical description is spatial in nature. Geographical description is spatial in nature. Put a full stop and write. Spatial description refers to how things are arranged over a surface. Spatial description refers to how things are arranged over a surface. Put a full stop. Spatial sciences are known as chorological sciences. Spatial sciences are known as chorological sciences. Whereas temporal sciences are known as chronological sciences. Whereas temporal sciences are known as chronological sciences. अब कहीं पे मार्जिन में आप लिख लो geography equals to chorology, history equals to chronology. Geography, chorology, history, chronology. अब देखो यहाँ पे chorological descriptions means what kind of description? Temporal or spatial? Spatial description. And spatial description means how things are arranged over a surface. And what is that surface we are talking about? The Earth's surface. It means not only the outermost Earth's surface, but also the entire of atmosphere and the depth to which mankind has penetrated. Correct? Now think about this. Can we describe something spatially in a very good manner without the help of maps? Therefore, map making becomes integral to geographical studies. And what is the art of map making known as? Cartography. Do you understand that? So, geography and cartography are required as two wheels of the same chariot. You get that? So, write down. Next point. Chorological descriptions are incomplete. Chorological descriptions are incomplete without representation through maps. Representations through maps. Put a full stop. Therefore, the art of map making, put a comma, also known as cartography. Also known as cartography is an integral part of geographical studies. Is an integral part of geographical studies. Next point, you write. The surface of the earth consists of either physical features or man-made features. Either physical features or man-made features. Now, look here very carefully. Physical features, can you give some examples? Mountains, plateaus, plains, what else? Lakes, rivers. These are all created by nature, physical features. Whereas man-made features could be like houses, like cities, like borders, what else? Agricultural fields, industrial manufacturing units, trade links or transport and communication links, all created by man. अब एक चीज ध्यान से सुनना, आपने ये चीज सुना है कभी? Have you heard about this word? Landform. What is a landform? Okay, is mountain a landform? देखो मैं आपको बहुत आसान एग्जाम्पल, आपको डेफिनेशन दे रहा हूँ. कभी भी कोई भी चीज समझना हो तो उसी वर्ड को ही देखा करो, उसी में उसका मीनिंग छुपा हुआ होता है. Any form of land is a landform. Do you get that? So, mountain is a landform. What about plateau? What about plain? What about a valley? Is a landform. So landforms could be either elevated features or they could be depressed features. Do you understand that? And when a depressed feature is filled with water, then we say that it's a submerged landform. Do you get that? So look here. A landform is any form of land. So do we have several landforms over the surface of the earth? Yes. An assembly of different kinds of landforms or same type of landforms is known as a landscape. Do you understand that? Like the Himalayan landscape, वहां पे आपको mountains मिलेंगे, rivers मिलेंगे, valleys मिलेगा. So it's an assemblage or collage. या जैसे मोजाइक होता था पुराने दिनों में, आपको पता है, फ्लोरिंग पे होती थी मोजाइक, तो वैसे ही what is a landscape? A landscape is an amalgamation of one or more types of landforms. That's a landscape. Do you understand that? So can I say over the surface of the earth we have several natural landscapes? Natural landscapes means they consist of those landforms which are created by nature. It means mountains, plateaus, plains, depressions, valleys, etc. Do you get that? Now, over the surface of the earth, we also have some things which are created by man, like say for example, say agricultural field, or say industries, or suppose settlements, etc. These are all created by men. Now look here very carefully. Whatever man creates over the surface of the earth is either a representation of man's social aspiration or economic aspiration. जैसे आप देखो, agriculture is what kind of activity? Economic activity. Industry, trade, transport, ये सब क्या है? Economic activity. What about population and settlements? Social activities. Do you understand that? Now, social activities and economic activities that you do in your life, are they linked to your culture? Are they not linked to your culture? Like suppose there is a country which is strictly vegetarian. Will you have slaughterhouses in that country? Why? Because the culture does not permit. Or suppose a certain kind of animal consumption is prohibited. Or suppose alcohol consumption is prohibited because of culture. Will you have different kinds of alcohol liquor shops there? No, you will not have. Do you get that? So what kind of settlements you make, they are also at times, they are influenced by the culture of which you are a part. Like say for example, in many Indian homes, you will have, in the home itself, you will have a certain space for Almighty or God. It is not a part of, is it not a part of our culture? Yes. So in fact देखो, agriculture में ही culture है. जो भी आप उगा रहे हो, culture की वजह से ही है ना. So can I say that not only we have natural landscapes, but we have cultural landscapes? Do you understand that? Cultural landscapes are those landscapes where man has developed social or economic activities. Do you get that? अब एक बात बताओ मुझे, जितने भी cultural landscapes हैं, if I strip them, suppose I have the power of doing that, if I strip them, at the bottom what will I find? At the base is what? Natural landscape or not? Yes. What do you think? Cultural landscape is built over natural landscape or natural landscape is built over cultural landscape? Is built over natural landscape. Do you understand that? अब एक चीज देखो कि either the earth's surface has natural landscapes or it has cultural landscape. The study of natural landscape is physical geography. The study of cultural landscape is human geography. That's why also known as socio-economic geography. ये बोलते हैं ना हम उसको. Write down. आपने कोई point लिखना शुरू किया था? Did you start writing any fresh point? Can you read that for me? Okay, continue that. Put a full stop and write. The physical features are created by nature. The physical features are created by nature, whereas the man-made features are a reflection. Man-made features are a reflection of man's culture. Reflection of man's culture. In bracket you write, or cultural evolution. Or cultural evolution. Close the bracket. Cultural evolution का क्या मतलब है? जैसे evolution in socio-economic activities. जैसे आप 100 साल पीछे चले जाओ या 200 साल पीछे चले जाओ, चलो, will you get software parks in any country? No. लेकिन आज तो है ना. हो सकता है आज से 100 साल बाद we will have artificial intelligence parks. हो सकता है ना. So put a full stop. Then write a fresh bullet. Any form of land is known as a landform. Any form of land is known as a landform. Put a hyphen and write mountains, plateaus, plains, etc. are examples of landforms. Mountains, plateaus, plains, etc. are examples of landforms. Can I say a landform is a natural feature created by nature? And it could be either elevated or depressed. You write a landform is a natural feature. A landform is a natural feature which could be either elevated or depressed. Which could be either elevated or depressed. Put a full stop and write an aggregation of similar or different kinds of landforms. An aggregation of similar or different kinds of landforms form a landscape. Landforms form a landscape. Put a full stop and write, for example, the Himalayan landscape. Landscape. Put a semicolon and write the aggregation of cultural features or man-made features. The aggregation of cultural features or man-made features create the cultural landscape. Create the cultural landscape. Now in the margin you write, the Earth's surface has natural and cultural landscapes. The Earth's surface has natural and cultural landscapes. Now, next point, you write, when we try to describe the natural landscape, we are in the realm of physical geography. Whereas when we try to describe the cultural landscape, when we try to describe the cultural landscape, we are in the realm of human geography. We are in the realm of human geography. Now write a note. Cultural landscape are built over natural landscapes. Cultural landscapes are built over natural landscapes. And they reflect the socio-economic activities of man. And they reflect the socio-economic activities of man. Put a full stop. Hence, put a comma. Human geography is also known as socio-economic geography. Human geography is also known as socio-economic geography. Now drop your pen and look here very carefully. Look here. Tell me one thing. What kind of crops human beings decide to grow? Is that not to some extent determined by the natural conditions? Like say for example, if we have heavy rainfall, high temperature, we will grow paddy or rice. Whereas if we have low temperature, semi-arid kind of conditions, we will try to grow what? Wheat. And suppose, look at the eastern part of the country, the coastal regions. What is the primary crop? Paddy. Why? Because if you go towards the east or you go towards the south, the temperature and the rainfall successively increases. Whereas if you look at Punjab, Haryana, what is grown there? Wheat. Whereas if you go to Maharashtra, Gujarat, they grow neither rice nor wheat. The primary crop there is jowar, bajra. Have you heard about that? So whatever crop decisions that you take with respect to growing crops, is that not to some extent determined by nature? Also, suppose if you have iron ore present somewhere, like are you aware about the Chota Nagpur plateau? There's rich reserves of iron ore there. Jharkhand region, Odisha region. So what kind of factories or what kind of industries we will establish, that is also to some extent, it is impacted by the natural reserves that are present there. So you tell me one thing, whatever we do, our cultural activities, socio-economic activities, are they determined by nature? To some extent, yes. Also you tell me, our economic activities, our social activities, do they also impact the natural environment? So for example, when we undertake mining, mining is a man-made activity. When we undertake mining, do we loosen the soil? Do we break the rocks? When we do agriculture, we clear natural patches, we clear vegetation cover, and if we cut trees, will that not affect rainfall pattern in the region? So look here, geography is actually the study of man-environment relationship, because all the cultural landscapes that you built is over natural landscape, and cultural landscape are affected by natural landscapes, and cultural landscape in turn affect the natural landscapes. Like say for example, there is a mountain and it had some trees, suppose on either side. Now what man did was cleared the trees on one side. Now if there is rainfall, then can you understand that if this happens over and over across the years, this side of the mountain will start getting eroded because there is no trees to hold the soil. So human activity has now altered the natural environment. Do you get that? By accelerating the rate of erosion. Therefore, geography का एक और definition समझ लो. It is the study of man-environment relationship. Sometimes geography is also known as man-environment science. अब समझ में आ रहा है? Environment is a subset of geography. So write down. Write a note. Cultural landscapes are influenced by natural landscapes. Cultural landscapes are influenced by natural landscapes and they also modify the natural landscapes. And they also modify the natural landscapes. Hence, geography is also known as man-environment science. ऐसे करके लिखो, man-environment science, or the study of man-environment relationship, or the study of man-environment relationship. Man-environment science or the study of man-environment relationship. अच्छा, अब एक चीज है. Do you understand these words? Just tell me. Do you understand the word of description? Do you understand the meaning of the word surface? Do you understand what is chorology? Do you understand cultural landscape, natural landscape? मतलब इसको रटने की जरूरत नहीं है अब. सारी चीजें क्लियर है? वेरी गुड. अब एक चीज है. Can we make a map of where the Himalayas are located? Can we show Himalayas over a map? Now, is that a geographical description? Description through maps, spatial arrangement? What kind of description is that? Is this historical description or geographical description? Geographical description. Now, you tell me one thing. Is a geographer only satisfied by knowing where the features are? Or he wants to learn more? Are you only satisfied by understanding where the Himalayas are? Or you also want to know under geography how the Himalayas originated? What will happen to the Himalayas in the future? Like say for example, you are trying to understand which are the monsoonal areas of the world. Will you only be satisfied by knowing where the country, which are the countries which are affected by monsoons? Or you also want to know how monsoons are created? तो हम बोलते तो हैं geography is description, but geography is not only description. It is also the study of the evolution of the natural and cultural landscapes. Do you get that? So write down. Make a star and write. A geographer is not only interested, a geographer is not only interested in the spatial arrangement of natural and man-made features, interested in the spatial arrangement of natural and man-made features over the surface of the earth, natural and man-made features over the surface of the earth, but he is also eager to learn about how these features came into existence, and how these features will evolve, in future. अच्छा, एक बात बताओ मुझे कि जब आप हिमालय का मैप बनाने बैठोगे या इंडिया के मैप में आपको दिखाना है कि हिमालयस कहाँ है, सपोज यू हैव नो बुक्स एट योर डिस्पोजल, यू हैव नो मैप्स ऑल्सो टू रेफर टू, तो आप क्या करोगे कि ऐसे बैठोगे एक पेज पे आउटलाइन मैप बनाओगे इंडिया का और कहीं पे भी हिमालयस लगा दोगे क्या मैप में? हिमालय कहाँ पर है? नॉर्थ, नॉर्थ ईस्ट, नॉर्थ वेस्ट. तो आप वो कैसे जानते हो? You will go there, you will look for yourself, you will do a tour of India and you will see where the Himalayas are. So you see that there was a very famous geographer. His name was Richard Hartshorne. is an American geographer. उन्होंने geography का एक definition दिया. मेरे हिसाब से ये सबसे complete definition है geography का. वो क्या कहते हैं? He says, geography is the accurate, rational and orderly study of the variable features over the surface of the earth. Accurate मतलब जब आप किसी city को बताते हो geographically, you tell with the help of latitudes and longitudes. So it's an accurate description. आप ऐसे तो नहीं बोलते ना कि कानपुर कहाँ है, आप बोलोगे ये आगरा के इधर ले लो, वो कानपुर है, ऐसे तो नहीं होता. You tell the exact latitudinal and longitudinal location. Orderly means what? It means like suppose you make a map of all the ports of India. So you will highlight where the ports are. Orderly map का मतलब ये होता है कि वो theme based होंगे. आप एक ही मैप में सब कुछ नहीं दिखा देते. जैसे रेनफॉल का मैप अलग होता है, टेम्परेचर का मैप अलग होता है. अगर आप सारी चीजें एक साथ दिखा दोगे, then it will be very difficult to understand. Do you understand that? जब आप रिवर्स का कोई मैप पढ़ते हो, तो आपने देखा है मैप में ये अज्यूम किया जाता है कि कोई कल्चरल लैंडस्केप है ही नहीं. बट ऐसा है क्या? No, that's not the case. When you're studying about the Ganga Jamuna plains, you assume nobody lives in Uttar Pradesh. That's what you assume. In Bihar and Bengal nobody lives. But is that the case? No, that's not the case. Rational मतलब क्या? It means you use your logic, common sense, and then you describe. ऐसा नहीं है कि sometimes some descriptions cannot be rational. Like say for example, somebody says that your eyes are like rivers. A poet can say that. Do you understand that? It's not a rational description. A scientific guy or a scientist will never say this. That eyes are like rivers. He would say eyes are like eyeballs. Do you understand that? वैसी बात करेंगे वो. तो geographer क्या होते हैं? वो rational होते हैं. वो emotional नहीं होते. Do you get it? So Richard Hartshorne, he says, geography is an accurate, orderly and rational description and interpretation of the variable characteristics over the surface of the earth. देखो, कोई कहीं पर पहले हो सकता है हम राइस उगाते थे, बट अब एक डिफरेंट वैरायटी ऑफ राइस उगाते हैं. सो वेरिएशन आ गया कि नहीं वहां पर कल्चरल फीचर. वैसे कहीं पे माउंटेन था, अब वो इरोड होके हो सकता है प्लेन हो गया हो. सो वहां पे नेचुरल लैंडस्केप पे वेरिएशन आ गया. So write this in inverted commas. This is Richard Hartshorne's statement. Change the ink and write. Geography is the accurate. Geography is the accurate, orderly. Is the accurate, orderly, and rational description. Accurate, orderly, and rational description and interpretation of the variable character. Interpretation of the variable character of the Earth's surface. Variable character of the Earth's surface. Close the inverted commas. Put a hyphen and write Richard Hartshorne. Richard Hartshorne. ठीक है, समझ में आया यहाँ तक? So look here. Now I am defining geography. Look here very carefully. Geography is a spatial, chorological science that tries to describe the cultural and natural landscapes over the surface of the earth. Does that definition make sense to you? Do you get that? But ये सब describe करके होगा क्या? What is the aim of this description? Or what is the aim of geography? अगर ये question आप अपने आप से पूछे, so what answer do you get? Why are you studying geography? To clear the examination. That is your aim. But देखो, एक और भी aim है, वो वाला भी सुन लेते हैं. The aim of geography is to understand the total environment. What is environment? Remember, geography is man-environment science. What is environment? Everything that surrounds you is your environment. And if you go out of this hall, suppose you go to the road, you will find things that surrounds you are either natural things or man-made things. Like suppose restaurants, book-stalls, institutions, etc. all made by men. Similarly, roads, that is also created by man. But what about air, water? These all things are created by nature. Got it? So look here. All of you understand Venn diagram? तो एक चीज देखो. We can have two types of natural environments. One is the abiotic, which is the non-living natural environment, rocks, water, air, ये सब इसमें आ जाएगा. And then the biotic natural environment. क्या आएगा इसमें? Flora and fauna. Do you get that? So what is abiotic? Most important thing, can I say land, then air, then water? Can I also include soil in this? I can, right? Whereas biotic would have what? It would have flora and fauna. These both are what? Natural features. Natural living feature, natural non-living features. Then we can also have an environment which is created by man. So man creates what? First thing, क्या create करते हैं human beings? सबसे पहले क्या create करते हैं? Human beings create human beings. That's the first thing, isn't it? Every organism wants to multiply so as to survive in nature. So you can think of population. Population is what? Human population here we are talking about. Now once you create people, then you need home, and homes could be like simple homes or grand homes, और homes से different organizations से economic activity offices वगैरह सब बना दो, settlement बन जाता है पूरा, शहर भी बन जाता है. So you have what? Settlements. But फिर कुछ economic activity भी तो करना है आपको. What kind of economic activities can you do? Agriculture, it's primary activity. Then there could be industry, which is secondary activity. Then there could be trade and transport, which are tertiary activities. Do you get that? Now this is what environment? Can I say this is the cultural environment? This circle indicates the cultural environment. Everything created by man here. Whereas this is, or can I say, this is the natural environment. Can you understand that? Now what is the aim of geography? देखो, हम क्यों पढ़ते हैं geography? The aim of geography is to understand the total environment. What is the total environment? The total environment is this thing, which is the overlap of the natural environment and the cultural environment. हम इनको अलग से तो पढ़ते ही हैं, प्लस हम इनका intersection भी पढ़ने की कोशिश करते हैं. Do you get that? So what is the aim of geography? The aim of geography is to understand the total environment. And what is total environment? Total environment is the overlap between the natural abiotic, natural biotic and the cultural environment. Got it? अब देखो ध्यान से इधर देखो. The study of land, can I say this is nothing but study of lithosphere, right? Study of air is actually study of what? Atmosphere. Study of water is what? Study of hydrosphere. या ऐसे देख के देखो, study of lithosphere, it is known as geomorphology, isn't it? Study of atmosphere is known as climatology. Study of water, water का सबसे बड़ा representation क्या है surface पे? Ocean. So this is known as what? Oceanography. And soil is a mixture of what? Natural elements as well as some living elements. Some insects live in the soil. So we say this bio. Bio means the living side. Geo means the natural side, non-living side. Graphy. Biogeography is the study of soil. You understand that? Study of flora and fauna. Can I say this is nothing but environmental geography? Yes or no? Yes. Now study of population is what? Population geography. Study of settlement is what? Settlement geography. Agriculture is agricultural geography, industrial geography, trade transport geography. Sometimes these three could be completely said as economic geography. These are all economic activities, whereas these are social activities. This can be said as what? Social geography. समझ में आया? यही तो है तुम्हारा syllabus. This is your syllabus. This is what? Physical geography. And this is what? Human geography. अब हमको ये नहीं पढ़ना है. क्यों? Because there is a separate subject for that now, which is environment and ecology. समझ में आया? तो लिखो एक question. What is the aim or purpose of geography? What is the purpose of geography? Now, under this you write, the purpose of geography is to understand. The purpose of geography is to understand the total environment. Is to understand the total environment, which is an overlap between natural bracket में लिखो biotic and abiotic, close the bracket, and cultural environment, natural and cultural environment. Got it? ये Venn diagram बना लो अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए. This is also your syllabus. When we are dealing with the natural environment, that's physical geography. When we are dealing with the cultural environment, that's human geography or socio-economic geography. यहाँ तक क्लियर है सब कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट? वेरी गुड. डन. Last 30 seconds. Draw it quickly. अच्छा एक बात बताओ. Suppose you become a district administrator. Will you ever require the services of a geographer ever in the work of government? Will you ever require the work of a geographer? When? During what phase? Suppose you are developing a plan for agricultural ministry. Will you require the help of a geographer? Okay, suppose you are developing a plan for the Human Resource Ministry. Will you require the help of a geographer to understand the composition of population everywhere? Isn't it? Suppose you are working for the micro, small and medium scale industries, that ministry, या skill development के लिए कर रहे हो तो population का तो समझना पड़ेगा आपको, या urban planning कर रहे हो तो settlement समझना पड़ेगा आपको, isn't it? So when you are in the phase of planning, you require the services of a geographer. You get that? Because an economist will also come in, a geographer will come in, a sociologist will come in. सभी आते हैं, सभी अपने inputs देते हैं सरकार को. तो देखो ध्यान से, when we prepare plans, do we prepare one plan and implement it everywhere, or we prepare different plans for different areas? Different plan for different areas. Like say for example, ऐसे सरकार ने प्लान किया कि चलो इस बार पैडी उगाते हैं, तो आपको क्या लगता है, कोई थार में भी पैडी डाल देंगे? नहीं करेंगे. So plans are always what? Region specific, or planning is always what? Regional in nature. Do you get that? और plan आप किसके लिए करते हो? Either for your social activities or economic activities, isn't it? And these plans are always, good plans are always region specific. Got it? And therefore, you see, another branch of cultural geography is regional geography or regional planning. क्योंकि आप इसकी प्लान तो कर नहीं सकते ना कि यहाँ पर एक माउंटेन लगाएंगे, ये तो नहीं कर सकते आप. यहाँ पर एक रिवर निकालते हैं, चलो आप कैनाल वैनाल बना सकते हो, बट आप रिवर नहीं बना सकते खुद से. So planning is always for the cultural activities. Do you get that? So in that Venn diagram, you also do this, add this regional planning. So in that way, आपका पूरा syllabus जो है आप देख सकते हो कि ये complete हो जाता है. अच्छा, मैंने आपको ये बताया था थोड़ी देर पहले कि geography और cartography ये दोनों बिल्कुल linked है एक दूसरे से. ठीक है, जब भी हम describe करते हैं कोई भी चीज़ तो हम maps के थ्रू करते हैं, और मैप मेकिंग ये आर्ट को क्या बोलते हैं हम? कार्टोग्राफी. अब देखो ध्यान से, व्हाट कैन यू रिप्रेजेंट ओवर अ मैप? और माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज द सब्जेक्ट मैटर ऑफ ज्योग्राफी एंड फ्रॉम वेयर द सब्जेक्ट मैटर इज ड्रॉन. मतलब जो हम पढ़ते हैं ज्योग्राफी में वो क्या है, या हम क्या पढ़ सकते हैं ज्योग्राफी में, और ये बताओ कि जो भी हम पढ़ते हैं वो कहाँ से आया है? कहीं से तो आया होगा. So what is the source from where the subject matter of geography is drawn, and what is the subject matter of geography? चलो क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा और सिंपल कर देता हूँ. आपको बस हाँ और ना बोलना है, ये तो कर सकते हो. ये बताओ मुझे, can I make a map of all the major mountains? Can I make a map of all the major lakes, all the major ports? Can I make a map of all the major iron and steel industries? A map of all the regions producing jowar? Okay, can I make a map of all the cricket stadiums in India? Can I make a map of all the countries which have democracy? बना सकता हूँ मैं? Can I make a map of all the cities which has produced football clubs? So what is the subject matter of geography? The answer is everything. Everything that can be represented over a map. कर सकते हैं ना? तो देखो एक मैप बना सकते हैं क्या सिविल सर्विसेज कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स का ऑल ओवर इंडिया. तो आपको एक बहुत बड़ा हब मिलेगा दिल्ली में, बट फिर कुछ और भी मिलेगा आपको. प्रयागराज में कुछ मिल जाएगा, कुछ जयपुर में मिल जाएगा, कुछ आपको हो सकता है पटना में मिल जाए, कुछ आपको चेन्नई में थोड़ा बहुत मिल जाए, पुणे में मिल जाए, इंदौर में मिल जाए. मैप तो बन गया ना? बन गया ना? सो एनीथिंग दैट कैन बी रिप्रेजेंटेड ओवर अ मैप becomes the subject matter of geography. Do you get that? So can I represent economic activities through a map? Social activities? So what is the subject matter of geography? Everything and anything that can be represented over a map. Do you get it? So write a question. What is the subject matter of geography? What is the subject matter of geography? And from where geography derives its subject matter? What is the subject matter of geography, and from where geography derives its subject matter? derives its subject matter. Put a question mark. Now write bullet wise. First bullet. Anything that could be represented over a map, anything that can be represented over a map becomes the subject matter of geography. Anything that could be represented over a map becomes the subject matter of geography. ठीक है, ये समझ में आ गया आपको? अब एक चीज बताइए आप मेरे को. Look here very carefully. What do you think, from where geography is deriving its subject matter? Like say for example, can we make a map of agricultural fields all over India? ये agriculture कहाँ पे है, इसकी study कहाँ होती है, कौन से subject में होती है? Economy? It's an economic activity. Do you get that? Okay, you tell me one thing. If I make this as geography, can I say geography draws from mathematics and statistics? आप कुछ ग्राफ वगैरह बनाते हो ज्योग्राफी में? लाइक से फॉर एग्जांपल ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स पे सेक्स रेशियो, लिटरेसी रेशियो, ये सब होता है. ये सब क्या है? मैथमेटिक्स और स्टैटिस्टिक्स से ही लिया गया. ओके, व्हाट अबाउट जियोमेट्री? Yes, like geodesy is the branch of geometry. Do you get that? Okay, what about physics? Air pressure, erosion, flow of water, river का volume, ये सब क्या है? Physical things है. Do you understand that? और mass, gravity, ये सब की बात होती है ना geography में. जैसे कि अर्थ के मैग्नेटिक फील्ड की बात होती है. So this is what? This is part of physics. Okay, what about chemistry? Do we draw something from chemistry? Like soil chemistry, water pH value, etc. पता चलता है ना? जैसे आप एक मैप बना सकते हो, वो सारी जगह पे जहाँ पे वाटर एसिडिक है इन नेचर, बना सकते हो ना? किसी इंग्रेडिएंट की वजह से हो गया होगा, समझ. Okay, can we draw something from zoology? नेशनल पार्क का मैप बन सकता है? What about botany? हो सकता है? हो सकता है. Now think about this. What about economics? Yes. What about demography? Demography is the science of study of population. Now settlements, where do we study settlements? Sociology. Do you understand that? So it draws something from sociology. Okay, can you make a map of India highlighting the major tribal areas in India? Study of tribes is what? Anthropology. Do you understand that? So it draws also from anthropology. Okay, Himalayas 1000 years before present is part of what? Natural history. Like there could be a political history, there could also be a nature's history, natural history. So geography also draws from where? History. Now, can I make a map of all the democracies? To understand democracy, I need what? Understanding of political science. Can I also show those countries which are presently in conflict over a map, like Russia, Ukraine in conflict? So that is what? International relations. Do you understand that? So geography also draws from international relations. Now, can I show a map, or can I make a map where I show these are the areas where the Jan Dhan scheme has reached? Jan Dhan scheme is part of what? Administration. And administration means what? Public administration. आपका जो भी ऑप्शनल होगा, कुछ भी ले लो आप, सब कुछ आ जाएगा इसमें. Do you understand that? You can keep on adding subjects. So geography is a multidisciplinary science. Do you get it? It's what kind of science? It's a multidisciplinary science which draws from various subjects and its subject matter is everything that could be represented over a map. You get it? इसलिए ज्योग्राफी को लिंक सब्जेक्ट बोलते हैं. अब देखो, इसलिए ज्योग्राफी को एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है कि जब से यूपीएससी बना है और जब से ये सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जामिनेशन हो रहा है, आप देख लो हर साल आपको ज्योग्राफी के स्टूडेंट्स मिलेंगे जो क्वालिफाई करते हैं एग्जामिनेशन, क्योंकि ये तब भी पॉपुलर था, ये अब भी है और ये आगे भी रहेगा. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नोन एज एवरग्रीन ऑप्शनल. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज आल्सो नोन एज किंग ऑफ ऑप्शनल्स, क्योंकि ज्योग्राफी है ही ऐसा सब्जेक्ट कि आप किसी भी बैकग्राउंड से आते हो आपको ज्योग्राफी इंटरेस्टिंग लगेगी. यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? ये साइंस वाले बैकग्राउंड वाले लोग हैं मोस्टली, और ये सोशल साइंस वाले, सबको ज्योग्राफी अच्छी लगती है. डू यू गेट इट? सो जस्ट ड्रॉ दिस, दैट वुड बी इनफ. आप कुछ और भी ऐड करना चाहते हो तो ऐड कर सकते हो इसमें, आप देखोगे वो भी जम जाएगा. पाँच छः बनाकर भी छोड़ सकते हो, क्योंकि आप जो भी ऐड करोगे सब आ जाएगा इसमें. या आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए आप 10 वर्स लिख लो, काफ़ी होगा. नाउ राइट अ नोट अंडरनीथ दैट. Geography is the multidisciplinary science. Geography is a multidisciplinary science that draws from various subjects, that draws its subject matter, ऐसे कर लो, that draws its subject matter from various subjects, that draws its subject matter from various subjects. Put a full stop. Hence, we need a multidisciplinary approach. Hence, we need a multidisciplinary approach to understand geography. Multidisciplinary approach to understand geography. ठीक है? अब मुझे ये बताओ कि ज्योग्राफी इज अ प्योर साइंस, नेचुरल साइंस, और इट इज अ सोशल साइंस. So far we were saying what? Geography is a science that attempts to study the surface of the earth. साइंस ही बोला है ना अभी तक. तो साइंस क्या होते हैं? या तो फिर फिजिकल साइंसेस होंगे, नेचुरल साइंसेस, या जिनको कभी कभी प्योर साइंस भी बोल देते हैं. और दूसरा साइंस कौन सा होता है? सोशल साइंस. व्हाट डू यू थिंक? ज्योग्राफी इज व्हाट? Geography is combination of both. Okay, think of this that हो सकता है आप बहुत लोग यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ रहे हैं या यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ के आ चुके हैं, तो आपकी यूनिवर्सिटी में डिपार्टमेंट्स होंगे. जैसे कि हो सकता है साइंस का कोई डिपार्टमेंट होगा, और वैसे ह्यूमैनिटीज़ का भी कोई डिपार्टमेंट होगा, या सोशल साइंसेस का. तो ज्योग्राफी कहाँ पढ़ाई जाती है? किसी इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाई जाती है, या साइंस कॉलेज में, कि आर्ट्स कॉलेज में ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाई जाती है? ऐसे सोच के देखो. कॉमर्स कॉलेज में ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाई जाती है? वेयर इज ज्योग्राफी टॉट? ओके, इट इज इन विच डिपार्टमेंट? इन योर यूनिवर्सिटी. थिंक अबाउट दैट. वेयर इज इट? ज्योग्राफी. इज ज्योग्राफी टॉट ज्योग्राफिकल इंजीनियरिंग? ऐसा कुछ पढ़ा है कभी? हो सकता है ऐसा कोई सब्जेक्ट हो, लेकिन ज्योग्राफी एज अ, जैसे आप डिसिप्लिन करते हो, अच्छा ज्योग्राफी में किसी ने डिग्री ली तो क्या मिलता है उसको? एमएससी मिलता है, बीएससी मिलता है, बीए मिलता है, एमए मिलता है, क्या मिलता है? तो क्या हो गया ये ज्योग्राफी? सोशल साइंस है या प्योर साइंस है, दैट्स माय क्वेश्चन. अच्छा चलो ये समझ लेते हैं. लुक हियर वेरी केयरफुली. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन natural science and social science? अच्छा नेचुरल साइंस के कुछ एग्जांपल्स दो मुझे. कैन आई से मैथ्स, नेचुरल साइंस? व्हाट अबाउट फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी? ओके, these are what? These are natural sciences. Give me some example of social sciences. Okay, political science. Okay, history. Geography छोड़ दो अभी. History, economics. So ये सब क्या है? Social sciences के example. मुझे बताओ फर्क क्या है नेचुरल साइंस और सोशल साइंस? आप कैसे डिसाइड करते हो कि ये सब्जेक्ट नेचुरल साइंस है और ये सब्जेक्ट सोशल साइंस? Okay, so involvement of human behavior is where? In social sciences. Or can I say this? Natural sciences, you will see, they are absolute, or the laws that we study in natural sciences, they are absolute in nature. Absolute nature मतलब क्या होता है? Universal laws, true under all circumstances, everywhere. Like say for example, a body at rest will remain at rest until and unless acted upon by an external force. This is the law of which subject? Physics. Do you understand that? Law of inertia, laws of motion. तो ऐसा है क्या कि यहाँ पे आप रखे हो तो ये रेस्ट में है, और आप जर्मनी चले जाओगे तो ये मूव करने लगेगा वहाँ पे जाके, वहाँ पे भी रेस्ट पे ही रहेगा. It means the law of inertia is true in India as well as in Germany. Do you get that? Or think of this, that suppose I throw this, it comes back. Throw it again, it comes back again. What does this indicate? It means that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. अब मैं अगर समझ लो ह्यूस्टन में जाके ये ऐसे करूं, कैनबेरा में जाके ऐसे करूं, वेलिंगटन में जाके ऐसे करूं, और मुंबई में आके ऐसे करूं, हर जगह होगा ये? मतलब क्या है ये है कॉज एंड इफेक्ट, एब्सोल्यूट इन नेचर. डू यू गेट दैट? अब मुझे एक बात बताओ, ऐसे ले लेते, चलो इकोनॉमिक्स ले लेते, ठीक है? आपने बताया ये सोशल साइंस. समझो there is a person X who has worked very hard and now has got a salary. Suppose his salary is 10,000 rupees. That's what he has got, right? Now he has three options. One is to spend it in the market. It's an economic activity. Second is to go to a bank and save it. And third, it means in a formal institution. And third is to invest somewhere. Maybe suppose purchase some shares. Something like that. How many of you can give in written guarantee that he will purchase shares? कोई भी दे सकता है गारंटी इस बात का? इस बात की गारंटी दे सकते हो कि मैं चाहे कैंपस में चले जाऊं ये भी होगा वहां पे भी? इसकी गारंटी दे रहे हो आप? इसकी क्यों नहीं दे पा रहे हो? Because it involves, as he rightly pointed out, human behavior, and human behavior is uncertain. Do you understand that? So जो laws होते हैं social science में वो कैसे होते हैं? They are probabilistic in nature. Probabilistic मतलब हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता, मे बी वाला फैक्टर है. Whereas यहाँ पर क्या है? होगा ही होगा. Do you get that? Like for example, you throw something, it comes back, and the rate at which it comes back depends upon several factors like how much force you have applied, the surface, and then the friction, etc. Do you get it? But it will come back definitely. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि ऐसे जाओगे, या ऐसे नहीं होगा कि अगर मैं इसको छोड़ूं तो ये नीचे ही आएगा, because there is law of gravitation and it's a universal law. ऐसा तो नहीं होगा जैसे मैं इसको छोड़ूं कि उड़ने लगेगा, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा ना, unless it has got some occult powers. ये तो फिर तो नहीं होगा. But वैसे हिस्ट्री में बताओ आप मुझे, समझ लो 1757 में अंग्रेज हार जाते तो हिस्ट्री कुछ और ही होती. आप ये नहीं बोल सकते ना कि ऐसी हिस्ट्री होती फिर. Do you get it? Or suppose the Marathas would have won against the English, the history could have been totally different. Do you get it? So social science laws are what? They are probabilistic in nature. And why they are probabilistic? Because they involve human behavior, and human behavior is what? It is unpredictable. Whereas nature's behavior is predictable, human behavior is unpredictable, and therefore social sciences are also known as what? Humanities, because of this human behavior. Got it? Got this thing? अब एक बात बताओ, let's think about this situation. Suppose there is a river and there are sun rays incident upon that river, and suppose the incident for time t, will that heat up the surface of the water? And after some time, can I say that there could be evaporation that will kick in? Now look here, that suppose this is at place x, at place y, suppose the sun rays are incident at a different angle. Suppose it is more steeper, this is more gentler. And suppose instead of, let's suppose this time t1, let's suppose t2. Here also after some time evaporation will take place. Now the timing may differ depending upon the exposure to sun rays and the angle of sun rays. But evaporation तो होगा ना, चाहे x हो या y. ये कैसा लग रहा है? Absolute जैसा लग रहा है? Do you understand that? Now you think of this, that suppose there is a place where you have high temperature, high rainfall. Nature says that what you have to cultivate there? Paddy. And there is a farmer, suppose Mr. A, he decides to grow wheat. रोक सकते हो उसको? रोक सकते हो उसको? नहीं. क्यों? समझ लो उसको ये लग रहा है कि सब पैडी उगाएंगे तो पैडी तो बहुत हो जाएगा मार्केट में, वीट नहीं रहेगा, तो मैं वीट उगाता हूँ. Do you get it? So he is trying to think from his profit angle, but he can also grow paddy. So his behavior is what? Unpredictable. या समझ लो पैडी ही उगाना चाहता है, लेकिन सरकार ने क्या किया? सरकार ने बोला MSP is more on wheat. He got attracted and he started growing what? Wheat. So agricultural geography will be therefore modified by human decision making, agricultural crop growing decision, which is again what? Unpredictable. तो अब देखो अगर physical geography है, physical geography is like natural science. Atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, ocean water salinity हो या landform development हो, ये सब कुछ कैसा है? Physical sciences की तरह है. Whereas agriculture, industry, trade, transport, आप 6 वे भी बना सकते हो, 8 वे भी बना सकते हो, 1 वे भी बना सकते हो, कुछ भी बना सकते हो ना. ये सब कुछ unpredictable है. So human geography is more closer to social sciences, whereas natural sciences के ज़्यादा आसपास क्या है? Physical geography. तो यही प्रॉब्लम हुई आपको पता है, जब मॉडर्न यूनिवर्सिटीज बनी जर्मनी में, इंग्लैंड में, अमेरिका में, तो उन्होंने डिपार्टमेंट्स बनाए, या ऐसे मान के ऐसे सोच के चलो 2 शेल्फ बनाए. ठीक है, एक शेल्फ था नेचुरल साइंस का, दूसरा था सोशल साइंस का या ह्यूमैनिटीज का. तो जब सब्जेक्ट आया हिस्ट्री उन्होंने रख दिया इधर, जब सब्जेक्ट आया फिजिक्स उन्होंने रख दिया इधर. ज्योग्राफी जब आया तो ज्योग्राफर हाथ में लेकर ज्योग्राफी की किताब खड़े रह गए. ये तो दोनों तरफ जा रहा है. Do you understand that? आइडियल तरीका क्या होगा? किताब को पढ़ के आधा इधर आधा उधर, इस अजम्पशन के साथ कि जो सिलेबस है वो ऐसा पार्ट ए पार्ट बी में डिवाइडेड है. ठीक है, आप ऐसे करके कर सकते हो, बट ऑब्वियसली दैट वाज नॉट अ चॉइस. अल्टीमेटली यू सी, geographers, whatever we do, we take decisions with the help of geographical knowledge, agricultural decisions or other kinds of decisions, industrial decisions, trade, transport related decisions. And this we do with the help of planning. And planning and decision making is mostly done by whom? Humans. That's why as a compromise, it was kept in the social science category. तो अगर BSc प्रोग्राम के अंडर भी ज्योग्राफी की डिग्री दी जाए तो गलत नहीं है, आधा तो है वो साइंस, नेचुरल साइंस की तरह. को समझ में आ रहा है? लेकिन कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर दिया कि चलो इसको वहां पे रखते हैं. Do you get it? Are you getting it? So geography, is it a natural science? The answer is no. Is it a social science? No, it's a mixture of both. That's why geography is a special science. अब मैं definition बताता हूं आपको geography. Geography is a special, spatial, chorological science that deals with the description of the natural and cultural landscape over the surface of the earth. समझ में आया? जब आपको स्टैंडर्ड किताब खोलोगे ज्योग्राफी की तो ये लिखा होगा पहली लाइन. और आपको पता है कि अगर आपको ये चीजें क्लियर ना हो तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा समझना. Got it? So the last question for the day, you write, what kind of science is geography? What kind of science is geography? Put a hyphen. Natural or social science? Natural or social science? Put a question mark. Natural or social science? Under this, you write bullet wise. First bullet. Laws in natural sciences are absolute in nature. Laws in natural sciences are absolute in nature. In bracket you write universally true. Universally true. Close the bracket. Put a comma. Like the laws of physics, mathematics, etc. Like the law of physics, mathematics, etc. एक चीज देखो. You all know this. 2 plus 2 is what? Suppose I am doing it in Delhi. What will be the answer? 4. अब अगर मैं न्यूयॉर्क जाके यही करूं तो जाते जाते 2 plus 2 6 हो जाएगा क्या? नहीं होगा ना. वहां पे भी वही रहेगा क्योंकि ये क्या है? एब्सोल्यूट लॉ. बट मैं यहाँ पे समझ लो इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, हो सकता है वहां जाके स्पेंड कर दूं, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So you write, put a semicolon. The laws in social sciences are probabilistic in nature. Are probabilistic in nature because it incorporates human behavior. Because it incorporates human behavior, which is unpredictable. Which is unpredictable. Therefore, social sciences are also known as humanities. Therefore, social sciences are also known as humanities. Laws in sociology, economics fall into this category. Laws in sociology, economics fall into this category. Next bullet, right? Physical geography is closer to natural sciences. Physical geography is closer to natural sciences, whereas human geography is closer to humanities. Whereas human geography is closer to humanities. Now make a star, change the ink. That's the last line for the day. Geography is a special science. Geography is a special science that deals with the spatial understanding and interpretation. Spatial understanding and interpretation of the variable natural and cultural features. Natural and cultural features over the surface of the earth. Cultural features over the surface of the earth. ठीक है. तुम ज्योग्राफी को कई तरीके से डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. सबसे पहला डेफिनेशन तो यही हो गया, इट इज टू डिस्क्राइब द अर्थ, describe the surface of the earth, describe the natural and cultural features over the surface of the earth. an aim to understand the total environment is man-environment relationship, chorological science, spatial science. Anything that could be represented over a map becomes a subject matter of geography. Do you understand that? अब चलो बात कर लेते हैं before we close this class, what sources you should follow for geography. Got it? और इन्हीं sources का आप सहारा लीजिए. That would be more than enough to qualify this examination, right? Do not overburden you with things. So whatever I write on the left side, these things are necessary. ये करना ही है. और राइट साइड में ये मतलब आपकी श्रद्धा के ऊपर कि आप करना चाहो तो ऐड कर लो इसके. तो सबसे पहले तो यू शुड स्टार्ट विथ NCERT. ना इस पे कंफ्यूजन रहता है कौन सी NCERT और कब से कब तक. इट मीन्स ओल्ड एंड न्यू NCERT, उसमें से कौन सा लेना है और कौन से स्टैंडर्ड. अब ओल्ड एंड न्यू का क्या लेना देना ज्योग्राफी से. हिमालय थोड़ी ना बदल जाएगा, तो कोई भी ले लो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. कहाँ से कहाँ तक? 6th to 12th. अब समझ लो कुछ लोगों से ये भी नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो आप करो 10th to 12th. बट ये मस्ट है, ये करना ही पड़ेगा. बट 6th to 12th क्यों बोलते हैं जनरली? बिकॉज देखो जैसे मॉनसून है, उसका डेफिनेशन 6th की बुक में कैसे लिखा हो, जैसे 11 साल के बच्चे को समझाने की तरह. तो कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी कब आती है आपको? when you can explain the things in a very simple way. Do you get it? That's the first thing. Second source would be class notes. क्यों class notes आपके source होंगे? Second, क्योंकि मैं दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है, ये आपके काम आने वाले. Third is you can purchase this book, G.C. Leong, a certificate in human and physical geography. पतली सी बुक है और बहुत अच्छी बुक है. देखो कई स्कॉलर्स ने ज्योग्राफी पे बुक लिखी है, उनमें आप अगर एक अच्छी बुक ढूंढ रहे हैं तो G.C. लियोंग की बुक बहुत अच्छी मानी जाएगी, बिकॉज इट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड, ही हैज एक्सप्लेन्ड थिंग इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे. देन द फोर्थ थिंग इज यू शुड रीड द न्यूज़पेपर्स रेगुलरली. सपोज कोई साइक्लोन के बारे में, अर्थक्वेक के बारे में, अभी टर्की में आया था अर्थक्वेक, आर यू अवेयर अबाउट दैट? तो ऐसी न्यूज़ आपको पता होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज यू विल ऐड करंट अफेयर्स दैट विल इम्प्रूव योर आंसर राइटिंग. देन economic survey. Remember, geography is a multidisciplinary science. It draws from various subjects. So economic geography के लिए economic survey में बहुत कुछ रहता है, agricultural data, industrial data, etc. तो आपको help करेगा answer writing. इतना अगर आप कर गए, that would be sufficient. You understand that? Along with that, you can also add the book that you will get from here with respect to geography. If you have not got that already, this is that book. Now see, this is not an original work. This is a compilation of different books. क्योंकि UPSC में जब हम पढ़ते हैं प्रिपरेशन के लिए, तो ध्यान में रखिए कि कोई भी बुक आप ऐसे मत पढ़िए कि पेज 1 से पेज लास्ट तक, ठीक है, जैसे स्कूल में होता था वैसे नहीं होता. और यही अप्रोच की वजह से आधे से ज़्यादा किताबें आप पढ़ ही नहीं पाए कभी. जैसे होता है ना कि लोग बिल्कुल नहा धो के टीका लगा के बैठते हैं कि आज पूरी किताब पढ़ूंगा, और पहला पेज पढ़ के छोड़ देते हैं, फिर नहीं पढ़ पाते ना, क्योंकि वो किताब की तरह पढ़ रहे हैं, रेफरेंस की तरह पढ़. जैसे साइक्लोन समझ में आ गया अगर समझ लो क्लास नोट्स, तो फिर क्या ज़रूरत है उसको फिर NCERT में वापस ढूंढने की. हाँ, अगर आपको कुछ एक्स्ट्रा मिलता है तो वो मार्जिन में लिखो, विच इज देयर. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? बट एक ही चीज को 10 सोर्सेज से पढ़ोगे तो कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे. So it would be better that what you are not getting in a particular source, you are not understanding, refer to some other source. And that's why make your notes in such a fashion कि वो comprehensive हो. जब आप revision करने बैठो तो वो एक register ही आपके लिए काफी है सारी चीजें करने, ठीक है. इसके अलावा देखो ये तो सभी करेंगे, क्लास नोट्स तो सबके पास, आपके पास, इससे आपके पहले भी बहुत लोगों के पास थे, आपके बाद भी बहुत लोगों के पास होंगे. The point is what extra you can do. So I am just telling you 2 more sources or 3 more sources which you can go for if you want to enhance your performance in geography. One is Geography of India by Majid Hussain. but you have to purchase the latest edition if you want to. Then there is a book on Indian geography by D.R. Khuller, but this is a big book, एनसाइक्लोपीडिया की तरह है ये, और इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा डेटा है. तो अगर आप मतलब ऐसा है कि आप में दीवानगी है ज्योग्राफी को लेकर तो ले लेना ये, ठीक है. एंड देन देयर इज अ मैगजीन which is Geography and You. It's a periodic magazine. You can go for that. They publish some important articles with respect to geography. इसके अलावा यहीं पर अगर कुछ मैगजीन की बात हम करें तो दो मैगजीन आप या एक मैगजीन ही ले लो, वो आप पढ़ सकते हो, दैट इज योजना. योजना हैज सेवरल आर्टिकल्स लाइक एग्रीकल्चर रिलेटेड, इंडस्ट्री रिलेटेड, लैंडस्केप रिलेटेड, विच कुड हेल्प यू इन इम्प्रूविंग योर परफॉर्मेंस. गॉट इट. तो कल से हम ऐसा करेंगे, देखो एक तो क्लास बिल्कुल टाइम पे शुरू होगी. पूरी क्लास में याद रखना एक ही इंसान है जो लेट आ सकता है, ठीक है. तो बिल्कुल टाइम से शुरू करेंगे हम क्लास, और फॉर 2.5 आवर्स यू विल हैव योर क्लासेस. आई वांट अटेंशन फ्रॉम यू पीपल. आई डिक्टेट एवरीथिंग. कल से हम वो डीपीपी पे भी काम करना शुरू करेंगे, ठीक है. तो पहली आपकी प्रैक्टिस शीट आपको कल मिलेगी, जिसको आप कल की क्लास के बाद सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करना. द क्वेश्चंस विल कम फ्रॉम टुमारोज क्लास, ठीक है. तो रिवाइज करो क्लास में आने से पहले. और एक चीज जो आपको अब लेके आनी है अपने साथ हर क्लास में, वो है एटलस. अब देखो एटलस कौन सी लें आप, बहुत सारे एटलस है मार्केट में, बट दो में से कोई भी ले सकते हो. एक ओरिएंट ब्लैक स्वॉन और दूसरा ऑक्सफोर्ड. लेकिन अगर मुझसे पूछोगे तो आप लोग ओरिएंट ब्लैक स्वॉन. व्हाई? बिकॉज दैट एटलस इज कोरोक्रोमैटिक एटलस. व्हाट इज कोरोक्रोमैटिक? कोरोलॉजी का मतलब तो अब समझ में आता है ना, स्पेस. क्रोम का मतलब क्या होता है? कलर. जैसे आप देखोगे वो अगर ओशंस को दिखा रहे हैं ओरिएंट ब्लैक स्वॉन का एटलस, तो आप देखोगे उसके वेरियस डेप्थ्स में कलर चेंज होते रहते हैं. बहुत डीप ओशन रहता है तो ब्लू होता है, बहुत डार्क होता है. वैसे माउंटेन्स में भी हाइट बढ़ता रहता है तो लाइट होता रहता है. यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? सो ये आपको एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग देगा और फील देगा सब्जेक्ट का. अगर आपके पास नहीं है, आपने ऑलरेडी खरीद लिया ऑक्सफोर्ड का एटलस, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उससे भी काम बन जाता है, राइट. बट अगर आपने नहीं खरीदा है अभी तक तो ओरिएंट ब्लैक स्वॉन. तो कल से विदाउट एटलस इट वुड बी अ सिन टू कम टू द क्लास. ज्योग्राफी में एटलस उतना ही इंपॉर्टेंट है जितना एग्जामिनेशन में पेन. बिना पेन के जा सकते हो? नहीं. तो अब एटलस यूज हो चाहे ना हो, आपको ये हैबिट बना लेनी है कि फॉर द नेक्स्ट 30 क्लासेस शुड कम एवरी डे विथ योर एटलस. So that is all for today's class. Thank you very much. I hope you have understood the basics of the subject. We'll carry forward the story tomorrow from here. Thank you very much.